So hello everyone, back to that S-Concrete video. So in the previous video, I did put the input of the material properties. So from there we are starting again. So once again, if you go to edit and section, and then you give all the material property in the bottom part, and this part shows the clear cover, and this is for long column, and this right section is for seismic check, and you need to go to different clauses in the concrete handbook. So for clause number 21.3, and if you want to check that, you need to click on this one. If you want to check clause number this 21.4 or 21 for this clause, then you need to check this. If you do not want any of these checks, you can just click on the first one. No additional check for seismic check for thing. Okay, so and you can also find it from by clicking on here by section, and then you get the same table. So now we put the material properties, but we also need to put the loads. So what are the loads now? If you go to the problem statement again, loads are total 5 loads: vertical downward, vertical uplift, and M1 M2 share 1400 and 450 550. Okay, so two way you can give. You can go to edit and in loads. You can go to edit and loads. If you go to edit and then click on loads, you get this table. You can find another way. If you click on this in the top row, see this one column sign, and then there's arrow, but downward arrow, load sign. You can click on this. I'm just doing one more time. In the top row, click on this button, and then you'll get this one. So first thing is you'll delete all of them. Need to delete manually. I need to put 0 0 0 0. Unfortunately, I don't know what the Okay, so now these are not our loads. We need to put the loads that we have. If you go there, axial for vertical downward 1400, 1400 for 50, 550. So as I said, see the arrow, axial force is arrow upward, but our vertical downward is downward. So therefore you need to put a minus, and it will be minus. So if it is up, this arrow is showing upward, upward is positive. So since our vertical downward is negative, so we're putting minus 1400. And we also have the moment one direction is 450, another direction is 550. If you go to moment y 450, and the other direction moment is 550. So minus is depending on what direction. If you see minus, plus is towards this way. If we want to put that way, so then it is minus. So if moment plus y, my is towards this way, and then minus my that way, and that is for my, and mz is plus is that direction, and minus is this way. So in this case, we are assuming that our moment is mz is that my is this way and mz is that way. So then we are putting plus. We'll put plus. So we'll put 550 kilonewton meter. And there is also two shear forces. Shear is 300 kilonewton in both directions. So we put 300 kilonewton and 300 kilonewton. And then there is also another value, that is uplift. Uplift is 200 kilonewton, so that will be another one. Since upward uplift is positive, so we'll need to put another one, 200. And putting the same load case for other 300, 450. We are keeping everything same, 300 and 550. Why you're putting a separate load case? Because the first one is downward. It cannot happen at the same time, vertical downward and upward at the same time. Therefore, we are creating two different load cases. One is downward and one is upward. One is downward minus 1400 and upward 200. And our moment and share values, we need to put them, and we need to remember which M, Y, and Z. Don't put opposite. So then I click on OK. So now as you see, all of them are red, 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 red. So that means the column fails. So as I said in the class, and repeating it again, if you see red color or if you see yellow color, that means it is not correct design. We need to ensure all of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all 6 of them needs to be green color. Red color is not acceptable and yellow color is also not acceptable. So it's similar to the traffic. In the traffic, in the when you drive car, if you see a green color, we can go ahead. We can drive through the intersection. If it is red light, that means you need to stop. And if you see yellow line, then you also need to be careful and stop. So ideally, you need to stop if you see a yellow light. Be careful and stop. And red light is complete stop. And if you see a green light in the road, then we can go through. So similarly, green is good, and in this case you're seeing red color, that means it's not good. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so the total 6 red colors, that means it is not good. So we need to ensure that we need to make it red green color. First thing is we need to put this dimension size. So that means this dimension is not sufficient, 550 and 450, and also rho equals to 3.23%. As I said, steel ratio should be between 1% to 4%. So rho is 3.23, which is actually pretty good. It's within the 4% limit, so it's good. But then this column design is overall not sufficient. Other thing is these values are needs to be less than 1. If it will show red color, if it is more than 1, say 1.28, it shows red color, and 1.47 shows red color. So and it says unacceptable. So it needs to be less than 1, then it will be not red color, it will be green. But as I mentioned, as a designer, we need to have some safety margin. So in order to safety margin, we should always be less than zero point 0.9. This number should be less than 0.9. This number also needs to be less than 0.9, and preferably 0.85 or zero point 0.8. On the other hand, if this number is zero point 0.3 or zero point 0.4 or zero point 0.5, that means it is not good design. It's waste of concrete and waste of rod and waste of money. So it's then we are over designing it. So you need to ensure that first of all you need to be less than 1. Then everything will be green color. All these numbers will be less than 1. It will be green color, but you need to have some safety margin. So therefore, we should always have design it at least zero point 0.9, less than 0.9, but preferably zero point 0.8 or 0.85 level. And on the other hand, you should never have it zero point 0.3 or zero point 0.4. Then it will be too much over design and it will be too much waste of money. So then we need to go to section again. So this one for the concrete section is for concrete dimension and reinforce for steel rebar section and steel rebar. Similarly, in this button, T button, that is for concrete dimension, and this one is for steel rebar. So you need to do both, I think. First, we can go to section. We can just change the number. We're trying to make it a square column, so maybe 700 by 700, and let's see what happens. And we're keeping the clear cover 40, assuming that it's an interior column. For your assignment, it is an exterior column, so then you need to, this clear cover will be different number. This will not be same number. We're just checking if it works or not. See if it became, both of them became green color, but it still shows warning. So you need to get rid of that warning somehow. And but these two numbers are green color and less than 0.9, so it should be okay. This number is a little bit low, 0.71, so you should try to make it a little bit higher. And this is okay, 0.8 or 0.85. As long as they're less than 0.85, then it should be good. We can also change the steel rebar. So if you go to this button, reinforcing button, and see steel rebar. we can play with this different steel sizes. So we can put 30 mm, and let's see what happens. So you see, if you put 30 mm, then this factor reduces even more, and it's still showing an error, a warning. So then we can probably do it differently. We can go back to 25 mm. So this part is the vertical bar, and this part is the horizontal bar or tie bar. So now we are going back to 0.82. Now if you go back to again, maybe you can increase our tie spacing. We're using a 10 mm bar. And if you see horizontal bar configuration rectangular, if it is circular or spiral, for a spiral column, you need to select this. See, horizontal bar or tie, then you can, instead of rectangular, you need to select a spiral for a spiral column. You need to select a spiral for a spiral column. Of course, it will be circular. The whole column dimension will be circular, but then horizontal bars will be spiral. So once again, for a spiral column, horizontal bar, and then we need to choose the spiral. Since it is a rectangular column, we need to select rectangular, and it will be spiral. It will be tight column. And tie bar size is 10 mm. We can select different size, but we're just trying to increase the size to see what happens. We put tie spacing 300 millimeter, and see that this one went a little bit up. We want it less than 0.9, so we need to change it back. So maybe instead of, no, not this one, we need to click on the reinforcing, and maybe we can put 250 and see what happens. So now both of them are 0.82, so which is less than 0.9 and all, say less than 0.85. So it's a pretty good design. It also shows warning. You need to check, you need to play around and try to get rid of the warning sign. But these two are green, so that means this column design is safe. But we need to try to do this different. Uh, we can also try to reduce the concrete size and see if it is possible or not. If you go there, and if you put 600, see, now it becomes yellow, which is not good. So then we need to go back to 700 by 700, or alternately we can increase the size. We can also try to increase the, like, keep 600 by 600 and still increase the steel size. Steel river, now it's 2.222%. So now let's see if we can go back to green by increasing the steel. So we put 30 bar and see what, if you put a 30 bar, then it becomes green. And if you go there and change the tie, say like 200 millimeter spacing, see, now both of them became around 0.8, 0.798, and 0.87. So in this case, we reduce the column dimension and increase the steel river. Or alternately, we could also make it 700 by 700 and keep the original steel river. We also need to check the row 3.11%, so it's less than 4%. So it's probably okay. And yeah, other thing is, in your assignment or project, you need to submit this one, this snapshot of this one, showing all this steel ratio and all the dimensions and all these things. And one of this thing, it shows error in the green yellow, so you need to get rid of this yellow color. We need to change steel dimensions and change the concrete dimension to get rid of this yellow. So for this particular one, I'm just showing you how to do the process. I'm not trying to get rid of that yellow, but you need to, when you do the assignment and project, and when you do the real design, you need to get rid of this yellow color by changing. The only way to get rid of it is you need to just play with different numbers. You need to increase concrete dimension, and we can just try one more time to increase concrete dimension and see if it goes away or not. It still doesn't go away, but it became over costly, over designed. So you can just go back to, say, 650, about 650. If you put 650, then it's 779 and 69. But we wanted to get it more. This 69 is costly, so you can go there and make it 600 by 600, and then this. Now, if you want to reduce the steel size, then we may need to go back to increase the concrete size a little bit and decrease the steel amount. And in that case, we need to go to reinforcing, click there, and then we need to change these numbers. We need to change the spacing. Probably you can you need to change the spacing, vertical bar and this, and to make it around 0.8 or 0.85. Other thing is, if you can go to result, you also need to do the interaction diagram, right? So if you go to results, the first one is a report. So you need to make this as a PDF file and submit with the assignment or project in the project. And then if you go to here, and then you can click the print report, and you can print as a PDF. So results, reports, and click on this printer button, and then click print as a PDF file of this. So I'm showing it again. You can go to results and reports, and then you can print PDF from clicking print report. Other thing is results, and then you can go to moment versus phi diagram. So you get the result here, and you can draw your own diagram in the Excel. You can do. So this is the moment versus deflection in angular deflection graph. And the other one is results and n versus m diagram. That is the interaction diagram. You need to go to results and n versus m diagram and see. And why this diagram looks different, because we did the uplift force, that's why it looks little different. But if you would have done only the axial compression, then the diagram will look only that upper part. Since you have an uplift force, that's why this curve went downward. If there's no uplift force, upward direction force, then this graph will not be there. Since if in your assignment, if you're considering only the vertical downward force, you will see only the top part of the graph. And in this case, since I considered axial uplift force, that's why it went downward. So for your assignment and for all of your manual, for your final exam or something like that, for your final exam and for your assignment, you'll see a graph only on the upward. You'll not see the bottom part. So and you can also click on the print and do a print PDF. I'm showing one more time. For drawing the interaction diagram, you need to go to results. You need to go to results and click on n versus m diagram, and that is the interaction diagram. And yeah, what else in this? And as I said, for the shear wall, you need to, if you want to design shear wall instead of a column, you need to select on this, like all of these options under the column in the. So if you select this one, then it will be shear wall. If it is a shear wall in C section, it will be shear wall like that. And so summary is like all these four buttons are for different shear walls. And if you for beam, in the top tier for beams. And if you want to do a spiral column design, you need to select circular. You need to select circular column. For a spiral column, you need to select circular column. And then for reinforcement, you need to go click this button. And then for spiral column, you need to select the spiral. Horizontal bar and select spiral. So for rectangular tight column, you need to select this rectangular column, and in the horizontal bar, you should not the load. For the horizontal bar should be rectangular or in this case rectangular, and for a spiral column, you need to select spiral here. So this design, there's only one in this tutorial, just one thing that I didn't go to the end. So you need to change this, keep changing these numbers until you get the green color here. If you get green color here, then it's the correct design. If you still show yellow color, that's not the correct design. So for this purpose of this tutorial, I'm stopping here. Uh, and you can also click on this button to show export to document, and you can also always play with these different options, and you can also put different colors, you can put different increments, and you can put preference, and you can also show the interaction diagram. If you see n versus n diagram here, you can click there to get this. See, if you click there, then this interaction diagram comes. I'm showing it again. If you click in this button, then it will show the interaction diagram, and you can click on the print to do the print diagram, or you can always just take a snapshot. What else? And ensure that all of these are clicked. If you don't have all of these things options are clicked, then you cannot do anything. So that's pretty much all. Thanks a lot for this is the end of the SConkit tutorial. Hopefully you can use the SConkit software successfully to do the design work in the assignment 3 and also in the project. And if you want, you can also verify all of your manual column design for fun using SConkit software. And this is a very useful software for the column design, beam design, column design, and share wall design. So it's a very useful software for real world design work. So I think you can use it in real world sometime in future. Thanks a lot.